Yo, we got mad people asking us about a production rig on the road. Yo, is it expensive? How's it set up? What gear do you use? And I told everyone, we're gonna make a YouTube video at some point, and this is the point, so check it out. All right, so to start things off, when we get this rig set up, the sound guy is only getting this. These are all our tails that we provide the sound guy with all the signal from every single thing that we are running. So in these tails are all our drum lines, guitars, vocals, and tracks. Easy. Doesn't have to do anything except for patching us in. Doesn't even have to mix us in for our monitors because we're running an in-ear mix. And he just gotta make sure that we sound good. His only job. Makes his life easy, makes our life easy. So those tails come out of our split snake. And essentially, all the inputs for everything that we are running come in here. We patch all our drum lines through here, which we have 8 lines set up. Kick, snare, 3 toms, hats, and 2 overhead mics. And the outputs get split to front of house, and then the other half gets split to our X32. So we have our drum lines, and then we go to guitars, stage left and stage right. So for guitars, we are running Neural DSP Archetype Petrucci with MIDI automation live through Logic Pro X. That is connected to the Focusrite Scarlett 18920. And we have 2 instances of Archetype, one that's being ran with the cap sim, one that's being ran without a cap sim. The ones that are being ran into a cap sim goes right here to our split, which will go to front of house direct and to our ears. And the ones without the cap sim are routed into power amps that would go into cabinets. If you want a more in-depth analysis on how we run our guitars, drop it. The comment. Yeah, I hated that.
It's okay. I might use it and then also use this of us talking about it right now.
Oh, I hate that even more. So after our guitar inputs, we have bass, which our bassist runs out of his dark glass head. Then his pedal board. Could easily fit in the rig if you wanted it to, but essentially he just sends a line from his head right into the split. And again, house gets it direct, goes right into our ears. We have center vocals being ran, and it's already patched in because we are running a wireless vocal mic for center vocals. After center vocal, we have vocal 2 that we use a hardwired SM58. Set it up on the stand, the cable into the split, same deal. We have our backtracks that we are running out of Logic Pro, routed through the Focusrite, and the tracks is being sent through front of house through the tails that we provide, and also being sent to our ears as well. Now, what's not shown in the split is that we are running a click track directly from the Focusrite into the X32. That way we have a click track on our ears, and there's no way that the front of house can be able to hear it. So that covers all the inputs on our split snake, and this is where things start to get fun. So we have one half of the tails going to front of house, and then we have the other half of tails going into our X32. Now the X32 is where the magic happens. Everything that we send in to the X32, we essentially create our own mix. We gain stage everything, compress it, we EQ it, we apply mix buses, so that way we can have a legitimate live sounding show in our ears wherever we are performing. It is important to note that we use the same mics for our drums every single time, because the way we have everything gain staged on the X32, if you use a different microphone, things just start sounding out of whack. Things are different. Things might be hotter, things might be quieter. You won't have a consistent mix. So we ensure that we bring our own cables, our own microphones, so that way we can have a consistent live in-ear mix every night when we need to perform. So once we have all the channels processed, then it's time to be able to send all the audio feed to our ears. So for each channel and for each input, we have 2 buses that are being sent to each individual transmitter. So that way each person can receive a stereo feed. The way we are sending those buses is that we are routing the buses through aux outputs on the back of the X32. So for each 2 aux outputs on the X32, they're being sent to a left and a right input on a transmitter, and that allows each person to have a stereoized, unique individual mix. For example, guitars will be panned left and panned right. Same thing with overheads, panned left, panned right. It makes for an immersive in-ear mix that is dimensional and that is easier for the musician to be able to be more confident. So once we have all the inputs processed and all the bus sends set up, each person from there on has the liberty of adjusting their own in-ear mixes. So we have a router in our rack that allows for people's phones to be connected, so they can actually connect to the X32 app or the mixing station app, and they can control how much of whatever input they want in their ears. So now that we have a live in-ear mix set up, we have our transmitters, and this is where we get everything in our ears. Each one are labeled for each individual person, so we know where to go to if we need to adjust any settings. Above the transmitters, we have the Shure PA411, and what this one does is an antenna combiner. Not only does it combine the antenna signal for each Shure transmitter, but it also combines the power supply for each transmitter as well. One really big positive thing about the antenna combiner is that with everything being routed in terms of the antenna signal through this unit, if you have an antenna such as what we have back here, a unidirectional wideband antenna, it reduces a lot of frequency interference, which means less dropouts for our ears, clearer signal, and a longer range. So at the bottom of our rack, we have a drawer. That's 3 units, and we actually custom created foam cutouts for all our devices. So for the top foam cutout, we have our 2 microphones, the wireless and the SM58, and we have 5 pairs of SC215s that came with the PSM 300s. And at the bottom, we have rechargeable batteries. So that way, we ain't always gotta buy batteries. And we also have all our wireless packs. So that way, when we roll up, we charge the batteries, and then we can just take out the packs, put the batteries in, easy. The antenna fits perfectly right in between these 2 foam cases. Roy has done a beautiful job in cutting out the right places where it can fit nicely. So yeah, as you can see, it may seem complicated, but everything comes together at the end. If you're looking to pick anything up for your rig, hit the affiliate links in the description. It helps a ton. Like and subscribe. See you next time.